has expired. Thank you. I yield back.
He yields back. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Utah, Mr. Curtis.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Shou, my children are getting ready to run a marathon, and I noted during this hearing that they'll be running for about the same amount of time that you'll be sitting in that chair today. Unfortunately, I only get you for 5 minutes, so instead of a marathon, I'd like to do a sprint with you. And I want to go back up to that 30,000 feet level. Would you agree with me that Section 230 was created to protect platforms like yours from lawsuits when you distribute information? Don't overcomplicate it, just like 30,000 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then would you agree that there's a line drawn between publishers of information and distributors of information, specifically in the Section 230 language?
I think 230 is a very complex topic.
I understand, but remember, we're at 30,000 feet. So in short, your platform distributes content that other people's publish. One of the early challengers to Section 230 was when AOL refused to take down a post of somebody that had inappropriately put associated a phone number with the Oklahoma City bombings. The courts ruled that AOL was not liable for that post because of Section 230. Now, I want you to do a hypothetical with me because I'm going to use the absurd to try to make a point here. Let's suppose hypothetically that AOL, instead of just posting that, actually wanted to magnify that voice, and so they took out an ad in the Wall Street Journal linking that phone number with the Oklahoma City bombing. And let's suppose they didn't stop there, but they went further, and they took out a Super Bowl ad linking that phone number with the Oklahoma City bombing. And let's suppose, hypothetically, they didn't stop there. They sent a flyer to every home in America linking that phone number to the bombing. And I guess the question is, would AOL have moved from a distributor to a publisher in this made-up example?
Congressman, I
think
respectfully,
I think everybody can see that they would. This is not a hard question. Moving that far away from the intent would have moved them to a publisher. So my question is platforms are protected because they post content, but I want this room to see, not just you, the protection has limits. And if AOL moves to a distributor instead of a publisher, they go outside of those limits. Now let's talk algorithms just super quickly. We've thrown that word around a lot today. Let me here again go 30,000 feet, and we'll use another platform so it's not sensitive. But Pinterest, I like to go on Pinterest. My wife and I are building a home, working on the yard right now. If you went on my Pinterest page, you would see swing sets and things made for my grandkids. Now, another hypothetical, let's suppose that there's some devious intent inside Pinterest, and they decide they want to influence John Curtis with these algorithms, and they want me to believe it's the end of the world. And all of a sudden now I'm buying bomb shelters instead of swing sets for my kids. Have they become a publisher and should not be protected from Section 230? And if you don't feel, I'm pretty sure the room understands that they have crossed this line, and you can tell me if you think they have or not.
Congressman, I will have to study that specific example and get back to you.
It's a hypothetical, but you can see at some point they've crossed the line and they have become a publisher and a distributor. So we've touched on this today, but I want to be super specific. Is it possible that TikTok had enough data, could get enough data on me that you could use artificial intelligence and your algorithms and machine learning to write an algorithm that could persuade me to change how I view a policy issue? Does that possibility exist?
The way we look at it...
30,000 feet, we're on a sprint.
I will stay very high level.
Okay,
the way we look at it is our users come in and express whatever views they want.
But that's not the point. The point is you could write an algorithm that would change. And we've actually seen, the Washington Post reported the Stop the Willow campaign shows how TikTokers are tackling climate change. I think that's all fine, right, and all good, unless somebody has interjected into that and magnified or diminished voices in that. And what I'm proposing to you today is that pushes them across the line from a distributor to a publisher if they make those decisions. Now, serious allegations have been made against your platform and others, many of them here today, and you're not new to these allegations. This isn't your platform, but some time ago there was an allegation that a platform recommended ISIS-related videos. We've talked about the weight loss videos. We didn't talk about it, but the stealing the elections. Whatever the motivation, I'm trying to point out that as you move from a publisher, as you manipulate this data with algorithms, that you step out from the protections of Section 230. Do you see that logic?
This is a very complex.
I understand it's very complex, but you see the logic. In your mind, has TikTok ever stepped across the line from a distributor to a publisher?
Congressman, again, this is a very complex topic. I will need to get back to you on
I
this.
understand that. Okay, and finally, you very quickly, you produced a video that now is well known about your visit here and today in Washington, D.C. Can you tell me 100% that no TikTok employees manually manipulated that to get more views?
I checked, and as far as I know, there was no boosting and heating. I went viral organically.
Okay, Madam Chair, I'm sorry I'm out of time. I yield my time.
Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes